Oh,
Oh.
there he is.
There it comes.
Yeah, for how long, I don't know.
All right.
All right, we're going to do it live then.
Fuck it, we'll do it. We'll print it. We'll fucking do it live.
Print it live.
Well, hopefully it'll start up on Facebook because fucking Restream like completely changed their interface. So.
Oh, so you got tech issues on your end?
We'll see. I don't know.
Tell me when you hit it or live.
I've hit
refreshing.
it. It
right.
usually takes a little bit. So let's see if it shows up.
Oh, I see a live thing.
Okay,
Here.
good deal.
Looks like we're working.
Works for
Ladies
me.
and gentlemen, bear with our technical difficulties.
All righty.
Who do you
Is my
think's
fan giving you
watching?
problems?
You know, one or two people.
Obama, he's fucking watching.
Yeah. RFK Jr. He's
You know what? If
Right.
our only fan was Obama, I'd be happy with that.
like his guilty pleasure.
Right.
Like sneaking cigarettes when the wife ain't looking and watching Red Eye Report.
In this episode of the Red Eye Report, we discuss reincarnation. We've been pondering reincarnation for millennia. Is it wishful thinking? Or will Ashtray be reincarnated as a syphilitic squirrel?
Probably.
With me this week is metaphysical mystic. He's loud, proud, and has a megalith of a penis. You just need to
Goddamn
find. You just need to find it.
Hey, it's like those Easter Island heads. Like
Yeah.
most of it's under the ground. You know?
Right. It's like the fucking megalodon. It's lurking.
Gotta lay back. You gotta lean
It's
back.
lurking down there somewhere.
Next to him is Two-Bet Teddy, not to be confused with Tibet Teddy. Two-Bet Teddy is a gambling addict.
What? What? No, I'm not.
Tibet Teddy is a transcendental being. So,
Oh, yeah, okay, good.
we've
Yep.
got
There we
Two-Bet Teddy with us tonight.
Mhm.
We have Afterlife Ashtray. If this motherfucker doesn't get the hungry ghost treatment for the next 300 years, there's going to be a riot in the
What
afterlife.
the fuck is the hungry ghost treatment?
Yeah, what is...
That's hungry ghost.
Is it a new
Is-
TikTok trend?
Yeah, where you're doomed to wander the earth as a hungry ghost that cannot
Oh.
be sated because
like a
you.
purgatory?
Yeah, because you're a fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, probably. Like I'll forever be like, I'll be
Yeah,
on the
TikTok's
dance
right.
floor chasing skirt that can't see me.
Finally, there's me, Oracle. When do I get my pizza party? Is that after
Yeah,
50 reincarnations? God damn it.
God damn it.
As long as you have your card, your punch card.
Yep.
Yeah, right? Company doesn't go out of business.
Well, fuck this shit. This is the Red Eye Report. They've been fucking me with pizza parties ever since I had to sell fucking pizzas as a kid. And
Yeah.
go,
Just get a
like
pizza
those
party for
those
your
stupid
promotion.
fucking things that you had to go
Yeah.
out and sell all that
Yeah.
shit.
Sell candy bars.
Oh,
and
frozen
cookies
pizzas
pizzas and
yeah,
candy
yeah.
bars. Yep.
Yeah.
All right, before we get going, we have our weekly segment for the Dane County Humane Society Pause for a Cause benefit event. And this week we have Alvin the Oxalotl.
Axolotls, those goofy looking
Yeah,
fucks.
look at that goof.
Axolotl, yeah.
Yeah, look at that
Right?
ugly fucker. And
Are they as friendly as they look?
Well-
they look
They are,
just-
yeah. My buddy's girlfriend has one. She
Yeah.
No shit.
Well,
Yeah.
Alvin is not friendly. He actually hates white people. So that's just
Yeah.
kind of
look
his
at 'em.
deal. He's working on it.
I can
Maybe.
see him right now saying, "Fuck you, cracker."
I mean,
Axolotl
he-
lives matter.
Axolotl. Take me a bag here.
Well, good for him.
Yeah,
A goofy looking fuck.
yeah. Fuck Whitey.
Goofy looking. Fuck.
Somebody's gotta.
All right. Well, you might have had vivid memories of a past life or places that you've never been. people you've never met. Maybe you feel like you've met them before in a previous life. I don't know if any of those things have happened to you guys.
Yep. I
Um,
freaked a dude out one time because I was like, I met him for this fucking project he wanted an editor for, and I was like, dude, I know you from somewhere. And like after like the 5th time of me saying, he's just like, man, I don't know you at all.
Yeah.
That's like,
I've had,
Yeah, but you're gonna.
like I've had those moments, but I usually stop after like the first. They're like,
yeah,
oh,
I was high as fuck though. I just
Okay,
kept
yeah, because yeah, you
It's
can
like-
then like
for the
make weird
restraining
fucker out.
order.
yeah, right. Like,
See, Mystic,
And maybe
you
it's
can do that.
because
You're
you're
jolly.
high as fuck. Like you guys,
You
you could
could
actually see the
tap-
connection.
Yeah, you
couldn't.
could tap into that shit. I don't know.
Yeah, he's a jolly fat guy. I can't be like, hey man, I know you from somewhere, bro. Where I know you from?
take it.
Please, black man, I don't owe you any money.
Yeah, so reincarnation, also known as rebirth or transmigration, is the belief that after death a soul or spirit begins a new life in a different body. So this concept is central to many religions, and has influenced cultures around the world. So kind of ancient beliefs of reincarnation. Ancient India, you guys have probably seen a lot of stuff about that.
Yeah, they believe cows are like the highest form of their reincarnation, right? Isn't that what they?
Yeah, I think so. Like as far as like the
Sacred, I know
animal
that.
sacred
Yeah,
stuff.
it's sacred because I believe
I
like the
think they
highest.
believe that they're reincarnated relatives of them.
I like, I
Of
love
theirs.
the
Yeah,
Fight Club line. Call him as a Hindu cow.
yeah, because the deal, and I didn't get super deep into the Hinduism and stuff like that, but kind of the deal with that is you get reincarnated. So human is the kind of like highest form before you
Ascend.
ascend. Yeah, that's it. Before you ascend,
Now,
you know.
do we reincarnate into multiple humans then before we actually ascend?
So you can, I believe, but also if you have kind of your karma, so if your credit score is too low,
Keep your
y-
premium karma
right,
card on you.
you
Yeah.
could be reincarnated
Do
as
the points roll over when
Yeah.
I reincarnate?
as an animal, right? You got to spend time as an animal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's like you kind of work your way up, probably
Yes,
from bug,
exactly. You got to work your way up.
algae, amoeba.
Yes. So that's kind of the deal with that. And then if you are a human, then you have the ability to become enlightened. Only humans can become enlightened, and then they can,
How lucky for us.
right. Or they can totally fuck it up. And you could become a hungry ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, if you're really bad things can happen to you as well. You don't just get to become a cow.
Man, I'm waiting for that.
Man, shit, I was waiting on that cow, bro.
Right.
Yeah.
Gotta
Not
hit
one of
them
those
numbers.
slaughterhouse cows. One of those.
Yeah, one of
call 'em
Hindu
Hindu
cows.
cows.
Yeah.
Gets to cross the street wherever it wants.
Yeah, block
Buggy
traffic for
stop
7
for you.
hours.
People pet you.
So they've also had I didn't realize this, but ancient Greece actually believed in reincarnation, or there was some beliefs in reincarnation. So Pythagoras believed in the transmigration of souls, and then Plato kind of later elaborated on that.
Have you seen that Chaos series that's on Netflix?
I've seen some of it.
Okay, well they kind of deal with reincarnation in that.
Mm,
They kind of I would finish watching. It's a pretty cool show, but yeah.
yeah.
Sorry.
Well, apparently that show will not be reincarnated
It
because
won't.
Netflix.
It will not be
has-
reincarnated. Yeah.
Netflix has canned it. In Egypt, ancient Egypt, they had reincarnation, concept of the soul or ka, so transcending to the afterlife and possibly returning. So kind of getting into the Indian religions a little bit more. They have this laws of karma in Hinduism. So actions in this life affect one's future lives. And the ultimate goal is to break free from the cycle, the samsara, and achieve moksha or liberation. Buddhism.
That's what you say to start a cult.
Yeah.
Right.
I was like, bring on
according
the
to
ayahuasca,
Ashtray,
baby, let's do
fucking
it.
join Hamas. Buddhism teaches rebirth. Unlike Hinduism, though, Buddhism emphasizes the concept of no self, meaning there is no unchanging, permanent self, soul, or essence. Instead, the cycle of rebirth is driven by karma and desire. I guess I don't really know what the difference between that is.
Well, it almost sounds like there is no self in the sense of that, like, oh, I will carry this karma.
Okay.
But yet karma is like, at least the way you said it, it sounded like more like karma and stuff, or like the cycles that drive the rebirth. So if you're really getting rid of the self, it's the karma will go to a future person, but it's not really myself.
Okay. Yeah.
At least that's the way I interpret it.
I could see that.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like bullshit at all.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, it is kind of
Right.
interesting that these religions, and there's this Jainism, and kind of the same thing. Sikhism, not the same thing, but there's this idea of fucking karma or a cycle, breaking free from a cycle that runs through all of those in ancient India or in India, which is kind of interesting. I did not know this. This is something that I did not know. So there was an early Christian theologian, Origen, Origen, who explored reincarnation. But he was later deemed a heretic by the church.
Yeah, of course it was. Yeah.
So
We go to heaven and that's it, bro. We don't come back.
Right.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, you can't
Heaven or
change
hell,
the
that's
rules.
it, motherfucker. What are
So-
you talking about?
Yeah, so this guy, apparently he started, or he wrote a bunch of shit. He was a leader. And his texts went to be translated to Latin, and they translated it, like the guy that translated it, he's like, yeah, I translated it, and then I put it in my fucking desk, and nobody's going to see that shit. So they just completely squashed it.
Damn.
Yeah. Which is pretty
Wait.
interesting.
What's
Pretty
They
gangster.
squashed which
pretty
one?
Christian is what it is.
The Christian guy, the Origin guy, who was into reincarnation, like he was a leader that taught about
I guess
reincarnation.
so. Was it discovered later? And we say if they like put it in it, like they're like, we're censoring this shit. Did it just like somehow come out later? How do we know about this then?
Well, obviously it came out later. You wouldn't know about
right,
it. would
you
you?
would know it about. So let's see here. Origin.
Someone live leaked that shit.
Right.
How high are you?
I am pretty stoned, actually. One of those like, I dug out like a bud in the freezer from some strain I hadn't used in a while, and I'm like, woo, like the first time.
So it looks like it was part of the Bible, and then in the
He somehow snuck it in the Bible.
Well, no, it was in the Bible, and then 553, the Fifth General Council in
Yeah.
Constantinople, they're like, no, we're getting rid of this shit.
Okay.
Fuck that shit, bro.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. I've never heard of this
They
guy
were
before.
traction from the Old Bible.
Right.
From the
Yeah.
Old Testament.
Yeah, like this apparently was a thing. So there's kind of reincarnation. You've got the Tibetans. So you have like the Dalai Lama, kind of a reincarnation of a line of spiritual
12 of the
leaders.
Lama.
The Japan, there's a little bit of reincarnation. It's not as strong as India, but it does exist. Some African cultures, reincarnation exists. So the Yoruba people, they believe in Akidaya. So
Nailed it.
individuals who die prematurely are reborn into the same family. So it's kind of like you have family members that keep on coming back into your family, which is interesting.
So like your uncle could be your cousin.
Yeah.
Like,
But I mean, that's the thing too, is like if you're trying to believe in some sense of a soul, I could see it making more sense that like that, wherever that carried on karma soul carries on to a similar genetic rebirth,
Right.
yeah.
as in someone in your family.
Yeah, and it said that it I could see this, like it reinforces kind of like familial ties and stuff, and kind of I could totally see how that would really kind of strengthen that. You know, if somebody's like a reincarnated,
it's only people who die prematurely, right? Not people
that
who die.
it says prematurely, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, something I've always wondered.
Long lost grandma or somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Some nerd has probably done the math, but like with how big the population is now, it's like, do souls bifurcate and sometimes go into, like, were there enough ancient humans over, like, is there a certain number of souls, or it's like when population really was booming, like, oh, we're pumping out new babies, we ain't got no souls to throw in them, like they're blank slate souls, what,
Right. Are these
They're NPCs? Have you not seen the fucking
NPCs?
have you not seen TikToks?
Yeah, they're NPCs.
NPCs, man.
These are the boring, like really bland, non-interesting people around the world. It's just like, oh yeah, your soul hasn't reincarnated enough yet to like be cool. Sorry about that. Like, it's just it's not your fault.
Right. It's not your fault. Just go kill yourself.
No, your soul just got like carried on some fucking real shit.
Right. In the Americas, the Hopi people just kind of believe in a cyclical nature of life, death, and rebirth. Aboriginals in Australia kind of see reincarnation as part of the dream time, where ancestral spirits continue to influence the living world. And there's a bunch of kind of modern stuff. So interestingly, I saw something saying that 30% of Christians that were polled recently or relatively recently said that they believed in reincarnation, which I thought was
how many percentage?
Like 30%.
30%.
Yeah. Which
even though it's not actually part of the doctrine, really.
Right. But they're just like, fuck it. I guess Origin is having his day, his comeback.
He's getting the last laugh.
Right?
And two, it's like, what these days, what's it cost to believe in something?
I mean,
it doesn't cost shit.
Exactly.
Like,
honestly,
it'd be cool to reincarnate. That's why I always say, like, I could see myself being reincarnated as a squirrel, because I just love this squirrel that would fuck with my cats. Like, way back in the day, the trash cans are right at the window level, and I'm like, if I come back as an animal, I want to be that motherfucker.
Nope, Pauly Shore said it best. What do you want in life? To die, be reincarnated as a leotard. Boing.
So kind of the modern reincarnation stuff in the West is the past life memories. And a lot of times that's kids that are having these memories. Have you guys heard of any of these stories?
It's more
5 and shit.
Yeah. So
weird.
It's kind of interesting.
Now, are they having, like, they talking in their sleep? Well, how's this come about? How did you discover this with your 5-year-old?
Yeah, are they going looking for long lost fucking relatives and shit from the past life? How do they?
Well, here's a story of a grandfather who was reincarnated as his own grandson, which is, I don't know,
nasty.
Right? Like, it sounds nasty, but
like, what in the holy ghost Alabama is this shit?
Right? So.
The real reincarnations of Alabama.
Yeah.
So the University of Virginia psychiatrist Jim Tucker, who studies reincarnation professionally, met a boy identified as Sam, who he believes to be the reincarnation of his own grandfather. Until he was 4 years old, Sam had never seen a picture of his grandfather. After his grandmother's passing, his parents brought out an old photo album. Upon seeing his grandfather's car, he exclaimed, "That's my car!" It would be easy to attribute this to an overactive imagination. This is what Sam's Baptist mother did at first, as her religion does not believe in reincarnation. However, she became a believer after she asked Sam if he remembered anything else from his past life. He said his sister had been turned into a fish by bad men. Sam's mother was astounded. His grandfather's sister had been murdered and her body dumped into a river. Due to the frightening nature of the story, Sam's parents never told him about his great-aunt's murder. So I don't know. I mean, that one, I feel like this kid could have picked shit up. Like, you know, there isn't a lot of conclusive...
Well, and also there's no way to really be like, yep, this is a verified reincarnation.
Right.
Grandpa Joe.
Yeah.
The thing, too, though, is like, could it be what we think of as a soul... is actually more patterns in our DNA, that get passed on.
Yeah,
and
like
sometimes those patterns are strong, and it's like, this person's just like fucking Grandpa Joe.
Well, they made a whole video game about that shit. That's what Assassin's Creed's about. The
Oh,
memories
shit,
in
I'm sorry, I
the
didn't
memories
play
in the
that.
DNA.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Their memories
true.
in the DNA, and that's how they go back to the past these people's DNA, and it's how they find all these
Honestly,
artifacts. And
that's more believable than fucking some man in the sky that created everything.
shit.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and
Right.
that's the thing, too, is that, with Christianity,
Man,
it's
you
like,
leave my
you
sky
don't,
daddy out of this.
you don't lose this, you still have a self, but at the same time, that self is under the eye of an all-seeing God and moral judge. Whereas that, like Buddhism, where it's like there is no self, because you realize that there's fucking Christianity, or a lot of these beliefs of reincarnation too, are just like the narrative our egos making up to try to explain and hope something better happens.
Right.
Right.
For Buddhism, is kind of like, yeah, there's none of that.
Yeah, so I don't know. These are kind of interesting. I have heard several stories about kids kind of freaking their parents out or whatever, saying that they've had these memories or whatever, and they seem to fade after a period of time, which is interesting. It's like, okay, maybe there is a memory, but then it could be going into like what Ashtray is talking about. Maybe there is some sort of a DNA memory or something as well.
Well, at around 5, we start to develop our own memories too. So maybe that's just the fucking crux of reincarnation. Like you get 5, solid years to remember this shit. If you don't, fuck it, you're done.
Yeah, or it is
Moving
just
on.
that the reincarnation really is just
Next
just to
time,
say,
Billy.
like, yeah, the people before us who genetically made us are going to always have an influence on who we are.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's that.
Yeah. So I'm open to it. I mean, I'm not like a believer. I don't have a strong belief one way or another that reincarnation is a thing, but if it is, it's like, okay, fine. I mean, what's the difference? I mean, honestly.
Well, yeah, it's fun to entertain.
Right.
But it also got me thinking, do they have a cow overpopulation problem in India because they're revered? Are they like deer over there? Or is it the reverence for the cow, just like for the real hardcore believers, and the rest of the population is kind of like, fuck, it's a fucking cow.
I did see a cooking show about and they were actually eating cow. This one place served beef in India.
Yeah, there's got to be some beef eaters.
So I mean,
Yeah, there's got to be There's got to be something like a niche.
Like it can't be the
Never
entire like
liked
the
Uncle
government
Joe
has.
anyway.
I don't think the government has.
Well, I don't think all of India is one
Hindu.
That's
religion.
true.
Either.
Yeah.
No, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
We as white people here figuring this out.
Right. We
Yeah.
just automatically think that.
Sorry for our Indian listeners. Like, you motherfuckers.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they have like an overpopulation of cows or not.
Yeah, no, it's just like it's just a good story for us to
Right.
digest from fucking History Channel or whatever,
Yeah.
Discovery.
Yeah,
And
it's
like,
interesting.
ooh,
Well, when
they
they
have this reverence, but then it's like, would there be so many fucking cows because they all revere them
Right.
that there's too many cows?
Yeah.
yeah.
Like we gotta eat some of these guys. We ain't got no space.
Yeah, right. They're getting in the way of traffic.
You ever tried barbecue beef ribs, bro? We got some brisket, this motherfucker. Come on, man.
They bring over a bunch of black dudes to show them how to make good
Bake
fucking and shit.
barbecue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So there you have it. Reincarnation. I don't. It's a thing. Also,
It's a
thing.
I feel like didn't Scientology, doesn't that have some reincarnation stuff?
I think they're just fucking weird. I think I don't.
They got
It's
some
just
weird. Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
They have an idea of like a soul or whatever, and I
Right.
think they blame it on your ancient alien life force that Thanos threatening.
$3,000 piece of equipment.
Have you seen the movie Soul, the animated movie Soul?
Yes. With
It
Jamie
looks
Foxx,
depressing
yeah.
as fuck.
It was actually pretty good.
No, it's not depressing, but that
Okay.
for a
Is that-
Disney movie or for
Movie?
a Pixar
Yeah, it was-
movie,
yes,
that
it was-
goes
it was-
places.
It does, man.
So that
It's a fucking
right, like that and that delves into this shit pretty hardcore.
Really?
Yeah, so it's actually a pretty good movie. It's pretty neat.
it is, yeah.
All right. So that's it for reincarnation. Moving on to the next portion of the show, What's Sexy, where we tell you what to fuck. And first up, we have Mystic with Curbside Baby.
That's more like curbside, baby. So I pull in to vote, and I was like, "Fuck, man, can I go inside?" Nope. If you got a handicap sticker, they do some curbside shit, bro.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yep. I called
Nice,
up the
dude.
number. They come out, and it's funny too because there were two people that came out because I assume one of them is like a Republican fucking poll
No,
watcher,
one
and
of
one of them is a Democratic or whatever. Because like the old lady was super nice, and then there's this fucking old white guy who's like asking me, he's like, "Do you reside at this address?" Yeah, dude. That's why it says it on my license.
No, I think all those people working at the polls are not necessarily like the poll watchers. Maybe
I think he was a
Thing
poll
away.
watcher. I think he
Well, if
was
he's a
there
poll
to
watcher,
watch
he
what
wouldn't be
she
helping
was
you.
doing. No, but
If
he
he was
wasn't. Oh,
If he
so
was
he
asking you
well,
your
probably
address and
not.
stuff.
Well, he
if
was
he's-
asking me the questions while she fucking
Yeah,
got the
then
ballot.
he
and
wasn't a
shit.
poll watcher.
Oh, well, anyway, he was an obvious Republican.
Okay.
But
Not supposed
yeah,
to be.
so they brought out my ballot. I fucking filled it out. Bam, in and out. Fucking like 5 minutes.
Oh, nice.
Sat my fat ass in the car.
All right.
There you
Still
go.
fucking lost. But anyway, I digress.
Yeah, you did your part.
Yeah.
Democracy.
All right. Speaking of democracy, them Lions.
Them fucking Lions, bro. 7-1, doing great. They've had look. I'm as a Lions fan, bro, I'm fucking loving this,
Man,
bro.
that was a
these
rough
past-
game.
About time.
You talking about what-
The Packers,
yeah,
they whipped out.
Packers,
They
dude.
fucking
Yeah.
whipped the Packers' asses.
Yeah,
Oh
dude.
my god.
We have never gotten the calls like we got that last game at
Oh,
Lambeau. Never.
that
I was like,
was
we did not
rough.
just get. We said, oh, they call it holding on them. They call it. We have never gotten those calls. We usually get fucked by those calls at Lambeau.
Yeah,
It's fucking man. Yeah. Yeah.
they're a good team.
Oh yeah, and when Hutchins comes back next year, it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be fucking good.
Yeah,
I feel like we're gonna have a good another at least another 2-3 years of goodness. At least this is.
I mean,
But, I mean, as long as Campbell, as long as, we
as
keep
long
Campbell,
as Stone Cold Steve Austin is fucking coaching that team, you're gonna be good.
yeah,
That would be
It's just-
great if he chugged beers on the sideline.
Right?
Every time ref called a foul, what? There's a what? Flag on the play, what? Okay, never mind. Yeah, Lions. I'm happy about winning. Let's go. Fuck the Cowboys.
All right. Next up, we have Good protocol stopped an idiot looking for bloodshed.
The fucking in Kenosha, they arrested. Play this link. It was top of the news of the NBC Nightly News. Where some 13-year-old decided he was gonna go shoot up a fucking school. It was an elementary school, Roosevelt Elementary.
Really?
Yeah, and he, I guess, like went and tried like all the back and side doors. They were all locked. So where all he could do was try to go in through the front, and security was like, hey, you know, who are you? What are you doing? He had like big fucking awkward bags, and they he then just turned and bolted. And so of course they did like a temporary lockdown, and the fucking found out too, like through this investigation, which I'll talk about later in my Fuck What You Think, but like, oh yeah, there's evidence that this guy was talking about doing this stuff, and police found him right away and arrested him. But yeah, where it's like, this is the kind of
So how many guns did he have? What was in the bag?
the news story did not say that. Because
Bad reporting.
well, yeah, I know, and the thing is, who knows? Like he ran off into some place and got arrested. They had to, do like fucking SWAT team and convince him to come out. So who knows if he stashed his stuff somewhere or not? I don't know.
So he was white, because if he were black, he would have got it, went and got him.
Anyways, it's like goes to show that that good protocol.
Well, it's Kenosha, Teddy. Of course, he was white.
Well, the thing is,
exactly.
like school, like elementary school, middle schools, like you can't really get into those schools. Like I can't, like for my son's elementary school, I had to sit outside and fucking ring a doorbell, stand in a circle and shit.
Yeah,
and
they got
the
to
cop would
buzz
come
you
over the door.
in.
Yeah, they got to buzz you in. For his middle school, I can't go in at all. I took him to the doctor the other day. He got some shots. I thought I had to fucking take him in. No, he can come in. I can't come in.
Yeah.
So it's. And when in high school and stuff, the kids are usually can take, they go there so they can just take their gun in with them or something, or show up with it. So
Sure.
yeah,
So,
middle
anyways,
school,
my other
Well, I'm glad protocol's gotten better. Because
right.
only took like a couple hundred school shootings.
Right?
Yeah,
maybe we should lock all the doors.
Right.
Y'all ever think about that?
Yeah.
That is really good because 10 years ago or whatever, it probably would have just been able to go in.
Well,
right?
when was that Stoneman Douglas shooting? That was the one where he fucking killed all those like elementary kids, and that he just walked right the fuck in.
Yeah. That was the Florida one, right?
Delaware. No, I thought
we're confusing a lot of ones.
You're talking about Sandy Hook?
I think Sandy Hook.
Sandy Hook, yeah.
Or maybe that's what it was, Sandy Hook.
Sandy Hook, yeah.
Sandy Hook, yeah. Well, I think he might have shot his way through the glass panels, but
that was like 2015.
That was also where he was that crazy where even the security protocols were probably not going to stop him.
Right.
Whereas this kid was like, he's fucking 13.
He's 13 too.
He's 13.
13, damn.
It's 13. Yeah, this ain't like some, I'm 19, I still have acne.
Right.
Fucker. Yeah.
Let me go fucking murder 17 people.
Mm-hmm. God, no one will swipe me on Tinder.
Yeah. All right.
Wow.
Next up, we have me with Degenerate King of the World. So I was.
Leonardo DiCaprio?
Yeah.
Yeah. P. Diddy?
So I was at a conference, a cyber conference, a couple of them this past week, and one of them, besides Charleston, they had a Lockpick Village, which they have at these security conferences.
Lockpick Village.
And part of that was a competition, so
Can you buy a kit too?
You can. I have a kit. So I had to get through. They handcuffed me. I had to get through handcuffs, and then I had to pick 3 door locks as part of this. So
Really? So I mean,
Where'd you learn to lockpick handcuffs?
handcuffs? Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I
Probably in the Marines.
no, actually, I hadn't done that before.
You look like you knew what you're doing there.
Well,
Just
yeah,
like-
I mean,
that's why I wondered, like, what did they just give you the keys? You're like, clink, clink.
no, they have instruction there, and I just I got better
Oh,
at
so you
it.
did some practice.
And
before.
then like the lock picking, is something I've got a kit, and it is something that I've dinked around with before in the past. But yeah, so it was kind of a cool thing, and they had this nice like LED setup with the locks, like when you unlock them. So it was pretty cool with a timer on it, and so yeah, that was good. Had a lot of fun doing that. Now I gotta kind of.
And you were number one.
I was number 3 actually. I was third.
Fucking failure.
You're not
So
quite.
disappointed.
You're third degenerate.
Podium. Hey, you got a podium.
I got a
Oh, fuck.
podium. I'll take that.
Hey man, if you ain't first, you're last, man.
Yeah.
Hey, most guys go and cheat on their wives at conferences.
Yeah,
This motherfucker just goes and picks locks. So
Yeah.
he's a cool
So is number one a real nerd?
Number 1 was actually little kids.
Really?
Yeah. So one of the organizers, it was his kids, and they were
One
exceptionally.
of the organizers are like, yeah, he's been practicing.
Yeah, they're exceptionally
Yeah,
good.
They rob banks together. as a family.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
But it
Why
is
would you
something.
start a locksmith business
Yeah,
if
it
you're
is
not gonna
something
fix some
fun
locks?
because these are at security conferences. It's kind of like a sport hobby thing.
Or
For
a good
security.
way to catch motherfuckers that really do it. Yeah.
Yeah. So there will be plenty of opportunities for me to do this. So I gotta keep on working on my
Kids are going
skills.
down,
Yeah, they're going down. I'm gonna be
Little
fucking
fuckers.
training.
right?
All right, moving on. We have fuck what you think, and first up we have Ashtray with top story of NBC nightly news, but nowhere on Google News.
Yeah. So that school shooting story, like, sort of was like, it was the top story of fucking Lester Holt, NBC Nightly News tonight, right? I get home from work. I'm like, damn, fucking dumb punk ass 13-year-old, and like took a nap, then getting ready for the show, was like looking for my links and figured because it was top story, the fucking with Lester Holt, like it would be on Google News. Like, nope. And like had to fucking search school shooting averted and filter it to 24 hours to actually like bring it up. But then when you read the other, so it was only NBC nightly news, or as far as a national outlet that did a story on it. And then there were
number
local
one
news.
on mine from ABC News.
What's that?
It's number 1 on mine from ABC News.
Well, shit. Why is Google News not showing me any ABC News?
You gotta use Bing, bro.
My
Yeah.
silo is getting narrower. That's
Hey,
probably.
You get some school shooting, get some double penetration, fucking
Anyways,
pictures,
read-
some bestiality.
Because this story showed like the video that he had shared with people. I'm like, what, fucking police. Yeah, no, it turns out the story says that the police investigation revealed the suspect shared these videos and made several comments to fellow students for weeks prior to
Yeah.
trying to
Don't
walk
tell
into that
anybody, bro.
school. And the cops are like, yeah,
So
motherfuckers, like, we're just seeing this now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Like,
Like, thank God the protocol averted it. But
Mhm.
yeah, this is where it's like he was being pretty blatant about his intentions, and no one said anything to the cops.
Yeah,
up until
when a
security.
kid that looks like that starts saying things like that, you should probably tell
Right?
someone.
Yeah. So fuck those people who didn't say anything too. Hope they feel fucking sick to their stomach.
I mean, yeah.
They'd feel worse if something actually happened. but-
Right. All right. Moving on to me psyching myself out on a problem. So I had a kind of a problem, a math problem for a class that I'm in. And basically it was like you had to decode this thing, and then you had to find other ways to like break that decoding. And there was the formula, and I'm like, okay, well, this is how you're gonna do this. And then I started doing it, and you have to post it for other people to comment on, but you can't see what's posted from your classmates until you post yourself. And I kind of had this initial thing that's like, okay, yeah, this is how I want to do it. And then I started looking at it. I was like, wait a second. I'm fucking this up. I'm doing this wrong. So then I go down this fucking rabbit hole of like all this shit. Like, oh yeah, this is what I got to do. I'm looking up all these things, looking up all these videos and all this shit.
Goddamn math.
Right. And it turned out it was the way that I thought it was, like right off the get-go. Like I didn't have to do any of that other shit. Like it was
gotta trust your gut.
Right. Didn't have to do any of that fucking other shit.
Trust your math gut.
Yeah. Which it was a good feeling when I put it out there, because I even hedged my my bets a little bit. I was like, I don't know if I'm doing this right, and then I put it in.
Yeah.
And I see it's like it's fucking fine. And actually it's pretty good. So stop second guessing yourself.
Oh god. Right.
Yeah. I just need to
I
fucking
kick myself in. Just make a decision.
make a goddamn decision, right?
Make a goddamn decision.
Mhm.
Yeah. Speaking of
Believe in
making a
yourself.
decision, Mystic with fuck you, America.
Yeah. Just fuck you. Whoever voted for that asshole. That blows my mind. That's all I would say.
So we're not friends anymore.
Yeah, I guess we're not. If you voted for him.
All right. And that leads us into the next one, Teddy with election reaction.
With fuck yeah, I voted for Trump. Bitch.
I didn't vote for Trump. I wrote myself in. I didn't vote for either one of them. The thing is, like, people's reaction, like grown people have been crying.
This happened with the first time he was elected.
It's just the way that people react. And I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ. I mean, I get it, but I mean, like, it's the guy you didn't win, but you still have to. I just don't fucking get it. I don't understand the anxiety, the panic. I don't get that shit. People break it down like the world's coming to a fucking end. I don't. Yeah, I just don't get it.
Well, it could be 4 years of who knows what's gonna be in the news tomorrow.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, I don't know. I mean,
And it would have been the same way if he didn't win. The other side would have been the same way, except it would have been guns and riots and stuff. I just don't fucking.
Well, then I guess this is the more peaceful way.
right?
Right, it is a more peaceful way, but I mean, I'm not. It's still. It's just fucking. Gosh, I just don't get it. It's weird. I can't wrap my head around it.
Well, and I try to remind myself it's like not everyone. Yes, that didn't vote for him is in a malaise and kind of, but I haven't seen anyone personally that was like in tears. It's like the shit that the news is throwing at me.
I really
here.
Video that we're crying and shit, but that's it.
Yeah.
No,
I pretty
shit
I pretty much just do like LinkedIn for my social media. So I haven't
We
really
will carry on.
Honestly,
I wouldn't want to be a federal worker right now,
Yeah.
like at the highest levels.
Right.
Where it's like, oh shit, they're just gonna come and take my job.
right.
Gut out my expertise.
Well, we had the elections that covers on, and so I put one channel, I put one TVs on CNN, one of them on Fox, like right next to each other. and
As you should.
Right, but it was crazy because they're both pretty much showing the same thing,
Mhm.
Some Fox did call a lot of shit earlier, like he won the state already, but he did end up winning it, but they fucking they called it earlier. But the amount of people like, why do you have CNN on, or why do you have Fox on? I'm like, dude, I'm giving everybody their chance to listen to whatever bullshit news channel they want to listen to about it.
Right.
But it was fucking yeah.
Yeah.
Folks are crazy, man.
I mean,
White folk are crazy.
I go to the grocery store and some old guy is just like, I couldn't get what he was. He's like winking at me and shit. He's like,
Making a pass at you?
right? It's like, things are gonna be cheaper. It was like, the fuck is going on,
Things are gonna be
dude?
cheaper?
Yeah, it's like, dude, I just want to get. I'm on my lunch break and I'm trying to get fucking groceries here. I don't know what the fuck, like,
What's going on?
right?
I can't wait in 2 years when inflation is the same. And all
It
these
would say it
people are
doesn't-
like, "Oh, what's
Well,
going on?"
Inflation has
Well,
been
it's not
receding.
it's not gonna matter because to them they're gonna perceive that it was worse under Biden anyway. So
Well, yeah, and that's
Yeah.
so it's like
it's a perception is a reality. They feel like fucking
yeah,
and these are the same people spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on fucking Trump merchandise.
they don't care about the
So-
stats that show that the economy is actually doing well, and inflation is
This
coming
is like
down, and the Fed
highest
just cut
it's
the
ever
interest
been.
rate. The Fed cut the interest rate again.
Yeah,
Um,
there's nothing wrong with the fucking economy.
but they're not feeling it.
much
Like they
stuff
don't see it.
more.
They don't care about those numbers.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of it is more really the a lot of especially those big producers when the inflation went up and they jacked those grocery prices up. There are a lot of those products where they, even though inflation's come down and a lot of the supply chain issue stuff's been resolved, they never because
They're
people are
not-
still paying those prices. They're not lowering them.
Exactly, they're still
Oh, yeah,
paying
they're
them,
not-
and
they're
they're gonna
gonna-
keep paying them under Trump because he ain't gonna fucking regulate anything.
Right.
The only way to get them to fucking charge less is by government regulation. It's as simple as that. The fucking market ain't gonna fucking lower itself. If people are already paying that much for eggs, you're gonna continue to pay that much for eggs.
Yeah. But it's like what the market will bear. And that's the thing too, is like then if the government comes in and tries to put a price cap on eggs, like fuck the shit will
Oh my
egg
god.
fucking that shit
Fucking
will hit
egg.
the fan.
Eggageddon.
Egg again, yes.
Again, and
Just like rent control. Don't no egg control. We can't have egg control.
All right. Well, go fuck yourself, Alvin. You racist
Yeah.
fuck.
Faces axolotl.
Fucking piece of shit.
All right.
That's our show. We're going to be here
Eat
every
this.
Wednesday or Thursday night, 10 p.m. Central. Make sure you join the conversation at the Red Eye Report or Facebook.com/Red Eye Report. Like us, share us, or fuck us. We're down for whatever. I'm Oracle.
This might be Ashtray.
And I am Teddy.
And this is the Red Eye Report.
Yeah, bitch.
voting black man.